Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video I think is my 6th update for my Pan That palette for 2024, I think. I know I've skipped, this might be the 5th, I don't know. The title will have the right number. I definitely skipped last update, like last month. I thought I skipped a month previous, I'm not sure. We're here today because we have an update. I skipped last month because there was nothing to update. Like, it was just not worth it. So I was like, let's just move on. Nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to even waste their time on a video where nothing has happened. But things have happened this time. So let's stop blabbing and let's get into the update because it's pretty darn exciting, at least for me. Still probably not a whole lot exciting for other people because I'm a very slow panner. I've learned this about myself. It makes it hard because it makes my content not very exciting. But when I do hit pan, it's pretty monumental. So the first product I have is the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette in the Dolce Vita, and we have pan. We have pan. Look at that glorious pan. So when I thought I hit pan before, no, that wasn't a real pan. I think a lot of you were like, no girl, there was no pan there. There definitely was no pan there. My hopes were trying to tell me a couple months ago that was pan. It was not pan. It was just like a dent in the fabric of the powder. But we actually have hit pan. I actually took a picture of when I actually hit pan, so I'll throw that up as well. But yeah, I'm pretty excited that I hit pan. Again, I'll put the side by side up so you can see the update. And I'm pretty proud of this one. I have learned, I still don't think these are worth the price, but these are substantially deep pans. They're not no thin pan. There's definitely some good depth in these pans, so I don't think I'll hit pan on anything else in this palette. We're just gonna keep working this one shade, see how far we get with it. I've already committed to, like, this palette is going at the end of this year. I don't care for the other shades at all. I actually don't even really care for this palette at all. But these two shades, like, I can make work. And then I've been playing with this one. I can see in the fall I'm gonna be playing with this one a little bit more as well. But yeah, I can't see myself hitting pan on the other shades. Maybe the brown, but I doubt it. So we'll just see how much we can get done out of this first shade. Again, I don't think we can finish it, but we have a sizable pan and a sizable dip. Like, I didn't just drill down. We've got some good depth going on, so I feel like we can make pretty good headway. I'm not even gonna pop that shade out and try and finish it. If I don't finish it, like, it's not worth it to me. I have enough other singles that would fill the place of this. I don't like the shade enough that I really want to finish it. It does lean a little more warm than I like a lot of the time, so let's just do a little swatch. You can see what I mean. So, like, it is a champagne color, but you can see there is a little bit of warmth to it, and sometimes it just pulls a little more yellow that I like. I think especially because I've been wearing so I talked about in my Project Pan, I wear a Canal as, like, that's my eyeshadow base that I've been wearing, and that pulls a little warm as well, so I think the two together do pull a little warm. So weight difference, last update this was 53.66 grams. It's now 53.48 grams. That's a difference of 0.18 grams. And in total, I've used 0.67 grams of product in this palette. The next palette is this one. This is the Meme Box. I'm Multi-Cube in Sweet Pink. No pan happening in this guy, but I do have a sizable dip in this shade, which is hard to see. Oh, there you go. You can see it if I do that. So we've got a good dip going in that shade. I think what I've decided with this palette is once I hit pan on that shade, I think I'm gonna rotate this palette out. I feel like this, going into fall, I think I wanna look at I'm gonna look at my other quads, and I feel like if there's another quad that I feel like I wanna wear fall, like, for the rest of the year, I'm gonna pick that, because it'll be easier to work on. I feel like this is very spring summery, and I'm tired of it, to be honest. I'm getting tired of this color story. I'm getting tired of the sparkles. Like, I'm just kind of over it. I do like it, but I just think it's getting repetitive for me, so I'm kind of ready to move on, but I do want to try and hit pan on this shade. So that's the goal for this one, is to hit pan on that shade, and then we can move it out. I haven't really been using this at all. I mean, you can still see, like, the imprint. I don't know how well you can see that. No, you can't really see. It's hard to see. Oh, there we go. There's the imprint. Like, I haven't really used the blush at all. And I'm going to keep this palette, though. Like, even though I'm going to pull it out of the project, I'm definitely going to keep the palette because I do like it. I like that it's this cute little palette with the blush included. I don't have any other palettes like this with, like, an eyeshadow and a blush, which makes my counts really hard when I'm counting products. But I do like it enough that I'm going to keep it. So weight-wise, last month that was 30.61 grams. It's now 30.24 grams. That's a difference of 0.37 grams. And in total, I've used 0.8 grams. So really interesting that I've used more out of that palette, but haven't hit pan yet. Although I've used more, I think, of all of the shades. Like, I think my balance has been a bit more across all 4 shades. Next up, we have our face palettes. So I did, of course, make this project a little more complicated for myself. I never mentioned at the beginning, rewind, I'm doing this in the Fantastic Ladies tiny, or is it fun size palette? So I ended up picking 2 eyeshadow palettes and then 3 face palettes, because again, I like to make things difficult for myself. So we have another new pan, the bronzer palette, which, if anything, I was surprised that I didn't hit pan in this palette first, because I'm almost always using more bronzer than anything else, so I don't know why I didn't hit pan on this guy first. It's not a big pan, guys. You're gonna have to look for it, but it's there. It shines pretty well, reflects well. Sorry, I've got like eyeliner on my thumb from earlier, and I can't get it off. I need to scrub it. So yeah, we hit little pan. Again, I took a photo when I hit that pan, but it didn't really grow much after that, so I'll put that little photo up on the side. But yeah, really happy that I finally hit pan in this palette. So I'll put the side by side up. I don't know why it took so long to hit pan in this, because I used it like rigorously, vigorously and rigorously, and I still hadn't hit pan. But it's it's really good for summer, especially like this color. Again, we'll kind of do some swatches here. It's very glowy. That's the shade that has pan in it. So it's been kind of fun to wear that over the past few weeks, nice and glowy. I just sort of generally swirl everything together, but I have focused on that shade a little bit more because it is glowy and very summery. I'll swatch the other larger shade. It's fairly dry and like hard, so like maybe that's why like I'm having a hard time picking up anything off of that one. But there it is below it. I have a little bit of hard pan on it. Maybe I can try and scrape some of that off and see if that makes it a little easier. But anyway, yeah, super thrilled. I finally hit pan on this guy. Next one is my blush palette. We still haven't hit pan on this, which I'm a little disappointed. Oh, let me talk about weights on this one first. I'll get into why I'm a little disappointed, because weight-wise, this was 23.96 grams. It's now 23.22 grams. That's a difference of 0.74 grams. That's a lot that I used. And in total, I've used 1.11 grams. This guy started off at a lighter weight than the other two. Even though on the back they're all supposed to be the same weight, this one was 21.84 grams. It's now 21.42 grams. That's a difference of 0.42 grams. So even from the get-go, there was less product in this palette than the other two, yet I still had not hit pan. So yeah, I've been focusing on, because it's summertime, I've been focusing on this like brighter shade up in here. I think if I'm gonna hit pan, I think that's doable to hit pan on that guy. That's at least the goal. We've been kind of focusing on the sort of like the peachier shades over the pink side, because again, it just feels a bit more seasonal to do that, but still have not hit pan. Let's see if I can swatch this guy. I feel like these are fairly hard pressed. They're very dry. Wow, that looks very pink even on my hand. Let me swatch the pink beside it to see. Oh, it's just a lighter pink. It looks like it should be more peachy, but when I swatch it, it just looks like more pink. Oh, those are terrible swatches. You can sort of see. I don't know how well you can see those. So that's the peachier one is right there, and then the pinker one looks a bit more purpley there. Yeah, that's really interesting. And I have a bit of tan on my hand, so that's kind of shifting the color a little bit compared to my face. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that I haven't hit pan on this yet, but I feel like it's coming. I feel like if we're gonna do it, it's gonna happen in the next update, or it's not happening at all. But we're gonna try and focus on that for the rest of the month. It'll probably go up before this, my project pan. I'm kind of not really focusing on that blush right now, because again, it's kind of like, that'll be fine for fall and summer, or fall and winter, but summer I want spring, or I want bright colors. Seasons, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, I'm looking to wear like the summery blushes that I have. It's just a little bit more fun, and I'm really enjoying it. And then lastly, this guy, which already had pan. This guy was the leader of the pack in terms of pan, and I just keep making that pan bigger. You can see, I would say I'm over halfway done, halfway-ish done that little square at the top, so I'm really happy about that. It would be nice to hit pan in some of the other shades. I've been focusing on this guy a little bit more because it's a little bit deeper, Let's just swatch these guys as well. Let's swatch them on the other hand because we're running out of space. So this is the little bit of a deeper one on the top, and then this is the lighter one. Yeah, you can sort of see the difference. Again, they're very hard to swatch, little tiny squares, and then they are drier formula. It's also about to rain in a few minutes, so all of a sudden got dark. But yeah, that top shade is the sort of darker one, which I think is way more appropriate for summertime, and then that bottom one's the one that I've really focused on. I was using it as like an inner corner highlight and everything as well, so that's how I was getting a bit more use out of that bottom shade there. That's the two smaller squares. Haven't really focused on these two bigger squares. This one's kind of gold. Yeah, I'm not really into, I guess I can try and use that one a little bit more. Man, these are really hard pressed. No wonder I'm gonna have a hard time getting product out of them. There you can see is the gold on the bottom, and then let's go with this really bright white one. Yeah, it's really white. So yeah, you can see the bottom one there. At least with the clouds coming in, it's making it easier to see these swatches. But anyway, that's that guy. And again, I've had no problem working on this guy, and I feel like this has got a really good dip in it. I think I'm going to be able to hit pan on that by the next update. So last month this was 23.5 grams. It's now 23.03 grams. That's a difference of 0.47 grams. So really happy with this project, really happy with how those have been moving along. Again, they've been slow and I've been frustrated. But you guys have been super helpful in the comments, by the way. I really appreciate you guys being like, just keep at it. You're doing fine. You know, everybody moves different paces. You're still making progress. That's really helped motivate me and keep me together and keep me focused on continuing to use these products. So yeah, I'm going to still continue to focus on them quite a bit, I think, for the next month. Well, I shouldn't say quite a bit, but the next month I'm still going to focus on them, see how far we can push that. And then it'll probably die off again a little bit as I focus back on Project Pan stuff, Partners in Cream, and maybe Deck of Panning I'll get back to. Yeah, someday. Anyway, let's focus on one thing at a time here. One thing at a time. So if you liked my update for my Pan That palette for 2024, feel free to give this video a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.